Alright, hi, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. A safe space for you, for me, and for everybody. Whew, I want to stop saying that I'm back. I've been around and I'm going to stay around for a very long time. Today, I decided to sit down and give you guys like a story time of an event that occurred in my past life. That sounded so off. Not my past life per se, but like an event that happened prior to now, like way down the line. So nobody should be alarmed when they see the title or whatever. I was kidnapped.
Like, why am I smiling? Psycho.
Yes, I said and I'm smiling because I had a conversation with somebody, and when I explained it to him, and he was like, um, would we consider that as kidnapping? So when I'm done with my story, I'm also going to put down below the definition of kidnap or kidnapping or kidnap. So you guys can now like tell me like if I was if I'm exaggerating what happens to me, or if maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion. I do not know. Well, this happened back when I was still in school. I stayed in the hostel for like most of the parts of my school years. Like I was mostly in the dorm or hostel, Daneted to be precise. If you went to Uniport, Daneted girls are the best girls in the entire world, and that's on period. No girl or reasonable girl that went to Nigeria say we are queens, like we're going to be you hear our names. We are just phenomenal women. Let's start from that. So yeah, I was in hostel one fateful day, minding my business, and I received a call from a friend, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, she's celebrating her birthday. I be somebody's hosting her birthday, and like they're out. Like I should come out now. You understand?" When I was back then in school, I won't say I was the life of the party, but like when people had fun around me, I talked, I engaged. I was not really, I will not call myself shy or someone. I can't be shy, like when I'm probably my energy is not flowing. But once I click with you and like you are my G or you are my person, I'm a very bubbly and happy person. So yeah, she called me. She's like, Favour, let me go back so you guys can see me. Favour, pull up. We are having somebody is like hosting me for my birthday. I'm like, oh wow, cool. I started dressing up to go out. Most of the time, I wasn't doing anything serious in the hostel, mind you, and like an opportunity to eat free food, one, drink free juice or free whatever too, and let loose. I'm just making a lot of excuses. That's because in case my mother is watching, you understand, so that it's not an alarming, an alarming thing. So yeah, so I went out, and I don't know, that's just how this universe works. As normally when I leave the hostel, I don't really tell people, okay, I'm going out, except if it was like my close friends or like my party them or something, which is very bad. Like if you are going to anywhere you are going to serve, ensure that there's someone that knows that you're going to that place. Like because this world is not not a good world, mind you. So yes, I as I was leaving the hostel, I then saw one of my friends, my close friend, and then I told her, okay, I'm going. I was like, oh, you're going? I said, yes, I'm going to hang out with some people. She's like, okay, fine. I left the hostel, took a cab, got to where I was going to. Hill and Hattie, I got to the location, climbed upstairs. Everybody was merry now, happy. They had already started eating and the rest. And then I sat down, and like my spirit did not just I don't know. It's not like I'm a very spiritual person, but at that point, like I just do not feel myself there. And when I start not feeling myself, I get into a mood. I will just be quiet and soft up. Like there's something wrong with me, I'll be a buzzkill. I would kill every vibe. If you're around me, you think of me as a party pooper or like the worst person at that point. So that was me. As I sat down there, I just did not feel comfortable. And then there was this particular guy. He came and he sat beside me, and he kept on bugging me. I was like, okay, I should drink. I said, no, I don't drink. I'm fine. He came again. Like, he just kept on pestering me. At that point, I started getting, like, I got so annoyed. I'm like, guy, leave me. I didn't say that, but like, I insinuated that, okay, I want to be left alone. And then I don't know if he got upset or whatever. And then he stopped and left. And the waiter, the waitress came and she met me. And she's like, what am I going to tell her? I said, okay, just give me a bottle of water. And like this principle I have most times, right? When I go out, except if I'm sure of the person or I know that this person is like not going to do me bad or like I've had lifelong relationship with you, I tend to want to order what I feel I can pay for at that point. I don't like ordering overboard or like going overboard with my orders. Like I try not to do that. So at that point, the waitress met me and I'm like, okay, just give me a bottle of water. That's what I want. She's like, I don't want anything like that. They said anybody like in this party region can order for whatever that's on their bill. I said no, I just want water. I don't know why I didn't even order for food. Like I just don't know what was doing at that point, but like that was it. And then at the point now, everything started rounding up. Some people started leaving. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not feeling this place. And she came and my friend, she came, she met me and she was like, that what happened? That her host said I disrespected him. I'm like, your host? He said, yeah, the person that is like hosting this her event, at her birthday, like said, I'm like, me? Who is the person? And then she pointed at that guy that was disturbing me. And I'm like, oh yeah, he was bugging me and I didn't like this, was bugging me to drink. And I told him I do not drink. Why are you disturbing me to drink? Do you understand? She was like, okay, whatever, she left. And then I think they were paying me to, I stood up to go at that point. And then the waitress came and she came and she's like, sorry, please, that the guy paying me bill said that whatever I take, I'm going to pay for it. In my mind, I just laughed. I'm like, can I don't know. Today is not the day for us to talk about men and how petty a man can be. But like I've learned from past experience that men they can be extremely petty when you turn them down or one thing leads to another and you're not doing what they want you to do. They behave like children. Men are children to be precise. They act very childish. I'm like, okay, no problem. I took water now. I paid for my water. And I went downstairs. The reason why I'm telling you guys this before part is because up to date, I just feel like he had a hand to play in what happened to me. But I do not have any evidence or I don't have any substantial evidence that okay, this is what he did or he did what I'm saying he did. Do you understand? But I just feel like it's just related. I know that sometimes things just happen and it might have just been one of those events that just happened. But at that point, nah, I feel like he had a hand to play in it, but whatever. Then I came down from the lounge, came down, and then I stood standing where to get a cab or something. I don't think boat was predominant around that period. I don't think boat was like 18 as it is now. Like normally you just get boat and you're going home. So I came down looking for a cab to enter, and that area was not far from my school campus. I entered inside the car. There was a guy seated inside the car. I then entered inside the car. Like so there's one guy heading me, then the driver. And we started moving. And then when we got to another part, like another passenger stopped our car, that's another guy, and entered inside. Like everything just seemed natural, like a taxi picking up customers, passengers on the road. And entered, I didn't see anything wrong with it. Fine. And then we're going, and then we're now approaching my junction where I was supposed to stop to get another car to now take down to school campus. And I'm like, driver, stop. I will stop at the junction. He's like, okay. We got to the junction, the driver. I'm like, okay, as for a woman now, we can everybody. I'm like, okay, I beg, drop me. You're passing my junction. You're passing my junction. And he be like, The trainer was just doing as if he was not hearing me. He just kept on zooming up. And then I turned to the guy that I met inside the cab. I'm like, okay, I don't understand. The tell him now saying they passed my junction. That with no sense to this. The guy did not react. And I turned to the other guy and he was looking at me and I'm like, wait a minute. I paused. I look, I'm like, okay, there's something wrong. I started shouting. I'm like, Oga, drop me. Oga, drop me. Oga, drop me. Normal historical me. And then the other one that entered after me, he somehow fat, belly than the rest. And then he just used his hand and just hit me, dragged my bag. Then I'm like, okay, there is obviously something very wrong. At this point, I was now scared. And like, if anybody that knows me personally knows that I get scared. My fear is out of this world. I get scared so easy. So at that point, I'm like so scared, like I could literally pee on myself. I started shouting. I'm like, ah, drop me, drop me, drop me. The driver was just zooming. The driver was just zooming. I thought, the guy that I met inside the car, throughout all these events, he was relatively so calm. Like, he looked like maybe he's like the capone, like the boss or whatever. Like, he gave me boss energy. That's what he was giving me. The other one here was just busybody throughout. Shifting me, hitting me, holding my hand, blah blah blah, blue blue blue. We kept on driving down. And mind you, that was around let's say past 6 to 7 or past 7 to 8, around that time. So it was already dark. Everything was getting dark. Kept on zooming down till we now got to another junction, entered inside. Last thing like okay, this is a residential area. I was shouting. Everywhere was quiet. The residential area was quiet. The capone, the boss was not like stop saying capone because I put myself in trouble. The boss was not like, hey, she's making too much noise. Like just told his boy. When I said holding me. Then we got to a gate and the taxi driver home. And mind you, that car looked like a taxi. It's not like it was a good looking car that people would be like, okay, why didn't you know? Like why you understand? It was looking like a taxi. And then the horn. The gate man opened. I'm like, okay, an opportunity. Like it looked like a compound, a residential, like a lodge kind of building with other people living inside. I'm like, my chance. I started shouting, looking at the gate man. The gate man did not say bim. He just kept on looking at me. I was screaming, I was screaming, I was screaming, I was screaming. We then drove into the compound. At that point, I'm like, Ebami, I'm gone. Who is going to save me at that point? We got down, the guy came down, the boss carried my bag. This other guy now jacked me on his shoulders, carried me up the stairs, went up. And then I can never forget the house. It looked like a well furnished apartment, like a very fine furnished, like you think, okay, this is a reasonable human being's house. That's just the vibe that it gave and how it looked. We entered inside. There was a very big parlor, very furnished, fine chairs, couch, appliances, TV, and whatever. And then there was like a passage, a door here. I think that was like the toilet or what. I didn't really get to enter inside. There was a room here and a room here. So I guess it was like a two-bedroom flat. And then they dropped me on the floor, threw my bags down there. And I held my bag. My first instinct was like my phone. They both entered into the room. I carried my phone. I texted one of my friends, help or something around that area that I'm not safe or something like that. And then I think she got me. She started calling me. I forgot to silence my phone, so my phone started ringing. That other busybody one just ran outside. He just ran to me, carried my phone, carried my bag, threw it on the chair. So then I should enter inside the room. That's his own room. I entered inside the room. I sat on the floor. I was crying profusely. I was crying. I thought there was nobody inside the room. Then he entered inside the room. He's like, I should come. Me, come. I stood up. I started crying. I started waking. And all through this back, I was waking. Do you know who I am? What are you doing? Blah blah blah. And I feel like those are the wrong things to even say at that point because do you know who I am? Is insinuating that I am not like I'm nobody, but like insinuating like I'm somebody now. And if I'm a kidnapper and I'm here in dinner, I'm like, oh, that's fresh bait. We have gotten money today. Somebody's going to pay this ransom. Who? Pay which one song? Hey, I would have just been there because Sha, I don't know. Because when they complain my parents and my mother be like, where was she? Like, are you sure it's our daughter? Fast forward from all that. Then he was like, I should sit down on the bed. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I started talking. He kept pushing me. He carried my gown. He dragged my gown. As the way he dragged my gown tore. I was crying. I ran, shouting. I told him, I said, Rachel, I said, this thing you're doing to me, someone's going to do to your daughters, your entire generation, blah, blah, blah. As I was just talking, I can never forget that slap. He rolled me. He gave me just one slap. I became mute. He slapped me. Pow! I was silent. Like, when somebody slaps and is ringing in your ears. And then he was like, it's your type that needs beating for them to keep quiet. I can never forget that line ever in my life. I don't know if the other guy heard the slap. I just feel like everything, but I just feel like it was just God that just maybe it was not my time or whatever. Because I don't know if it was the slap that the other guy just ran into the room and he was like, what's happening? What's happening? Like, she's making too much noise. She's causing a nuisance. That what is it? What is it? So the other guy that was supposedly the boss carried the other one to the other room. I don't know what they were discussing. I was just crying, wailing, bawling. Then the boss came out and he was like, I should come. He was holding a blanket. I stood up. I was just walking. He was not like, I should sit on this chair. I sat down. He now threw me blanket. I should sleep. I looked at him. Sleep. I said, I can't sleep. He said, don't worry, sleep. Tomorrow morning you go home. I'm like, eh? I said, shall I go home now? He said, no, that it's too late. That do I know my way? Do I know where I am? I said, you should know where. Just let me loose outside and I will go. Like, you should not bother about it. He said, no, that I should sleep. I just sat and I held the blanket. Then the other guy just came out of the room. Like, I don't know if it's reflex. After when he came out, I stood up, I ran across the palace. And Palo is very big, mind you. I just ran across the palace. And then when I looked, I'm not still laughing. And I thought, who's pursuing you? Why are you running? God. I ran to the corner of the room, sat on the floor, held the blanket to my body. I was crying. I cried. I did not blink my eyes throughout that night. And then I think as early as past 5 or so, he came out again. That's the boss. He looked at me and told me he's a naval officer. I said, okay, sir. He said, it is my word against him. I said, okay. He said, if I'm taking him anywhere, or I'm telling anybody, or I'm reporting to the forces, or probably contacting the police, that it is his word against mine. I'm like, okay. And then we went downstairs. I looked like a mess. My clothes was torn. My face bruised. Entered inside the car, and then he dropped me off. I didn't even know where I was. I just kept on trekking down. And then I think I met someone on the road and was like, what happened to me? Whatever. And he was like, I should enter inside this car. I'm like, me, enter which car? I just, no, just leave me. He was like, no, leave me. I just kept on trekking and then I called my friend. Most of they didn't take my phone. They didn't take any money on me. They didn't take my ATM card. They didn't demand for nothing. And then I called my friend. I don't know if she was married then or maybe she was dating her current husband. And that's how I got to her house. I looked a mess that day, a total wreck. So after saying after narrating the story, I don't know where we classify this stuff because I've told somebody and he was like, it's not kidnapping, I was not kidnapped and so on. So I don't know, but like, mm-mm. I don't wish that experience. Like I said, and then I'm like, this is somebody's probably husband or boyfriend, somebody's son, somebody's nephew, somebody's uncle, somebody's cousin. Because they look like a normal people. Like so it's like People are normal human beings walking on the road. No, it's not people that you see on the road that is normal at this point. Like, and at that point, but in my head, I just kept analyzing why, what was all this? In my head, I'm like, the first that came to my mind was probably that guy at that lounge that I was constantly turning down. Maybe he wanted to get back at me because it just felt so weird that immediately I'm leaving. First of all, he had beef. Oh, he's not going to pay for whatever I took, and then maybe I paid. I'm like, I'm showing my son. He's like, okay, maybe call some boys to come and get me or something. Like, I don't get. There's a guy I told, he was like, the reason why they didn't do anything to me, maybe they wanted to, like, take advantage of me or whatnot. At that point, I'm like, I just thank God for the prayers of my mother, my prayers, God. Like, I'm just, because apart from being bruised and beaten and all the crying and the phobia after the event, I left that place in one piece, and till date that's an experience. Like, after that time, even up to now, it's still a traumatic experience entering into a public transport or a cab. Once I just see many guys inside the car, I'm like, nope, nope, I'm not entering it. For recent, I wanted to enter inside a vehicle and they stopped, and I'll just see men. So I'm like, okay, I just look. I'm like, okay, don't worry, just go. And one man inside was laughing, was like, why am I scared? Is it because there are men inside? So now men are menaces. I'm like, no. Like, once I just enter a car, my spirit is not with deep. I just drop. There's a time I even entered the keke and we're moving and he picked and mind you, all this they will stop. They will pick. They are on it. They know what they are doing. Most of them they know themselves. So don't be deceived that okay, he's picking normal passengers. So they are just waiting on the road and they're in on it. I entered the keke and we moved and they picked somebody else, and the way they were, the vibe they just gave me, I just said, please, I just got to a conducive like a shop. I'm like, I want to buy something like food, and I'm like, please, I'm coming down. I don't want any hand in this. I don't want to be a part of this. And I just came down. So mind you, baby girls, be careful. Be very careful. A very wicked world. So that's how I got kidnapped or whatever you want to call it. Now I'm just saying it leisurely. It was not a funny thing, sha. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, our safe space, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I promise to do something really fun for my next video. Like, so be expectant of that. Like, watch out for it. Bye.
And Jesus, looking upon them, said, with men it is impossible, but not with God, for with God all things are possible.